G'day guys and welcome to this week's episode. This week we're not showing you places that we're going to, we're doing a full Q&A. So over the last 2 weeks we've asked you to send your questions in and we've got a good 70 to 80 questions to get through. So we'll see how we go. Some of them are double ups. But yeah, here we are in beautiful Whitnalls Bay in Karratha. Thought it would be a magical backdrop for this Q&A. And we're going to answer your questions and hopefully you find out a little bit about me and a little bit about Jade and our family.
And the car and the caravan.
And the car and the caravan, if you're into that sort of stuff. Anyway, let's get the questions started. Take 2.
All right, guys, I just want to start off saying that our kids are just running free range. So if you see my eyes wandering or what have you not, I've got my eyes peeled 24/7. We don't have any babysitters here with us, so not that we ever do, but yeah, just letting you know that I am concentrating on you guys, but my kids are my number one priority.
That's right. So yeah, we're going to get started. So cheers to you guys. Thanks for watching along. And yeah, let's get started with the questions, eh?
All right. What did you guys do for work prior to travelling? I've been a hairdresser since I was 14. Stopped working when I was 24 when we had our first baby, and then had my own hairdressing salon from home. Did my own hairdressing work from home, I guess.
Stop touching that because the microphone's there, mate.
Oh, sorry.
And me, I am a diesel mechanic, HD in the mines, fixing all the big machinery that we have here in WA in the Pilbara region where we are now. And yeah, so HD mechanic, manage workshops, supervise workshops, all of that sort of stuff. And yeah, FIFO, done a lot of FIFO. So yeah, that's my background. And yeah, Jade.
Your singlets.
Yes. So the next question is about my singlets. What's wrong with my singlets?
Why didn't you wear your shitty singlet? He honestly will not get rid of that stupid brown singlet. It is literally hanging on by a strand. I've chucked it in the bin for the last 10 years and it keeps getting back put in the washing machine.
It's a good fishing singlet.
Oh, tell him anyone that's got any good singlet recommendations for Derek. Oh, sorry, there goes Lani. Let him know he needs some new singlets.
Good fishing ones. So yeah, my singlets are my top priority.
I can't believe people ask that. How do you get your alone time when travelling in a van? Jesus, jump straight into it, guys. Yes. How do we get our alone time? We just do.
It's hard to answer with kids hanging around, especially the nosy ones.
Well, I'll just say this. We've got a stalker. One of our kids stalks us, so we're going through a bit of a challenging time with that at the moment. But we might have to come back to that one.
Yeah.
All right. What career do your parents have, and what influence, if any, did they have on you travelling? Oh, geez. Deep and meaningful.
Well, my old man is a sheet metal worker, boilermaker, whatever it is. And my old lady works in the prisons, so she's a, whatever she does in the prisons. I can't remember. What does she do?
I don't really think you're supposed to say that.
Why? Yeah. That's fine. That's her job. Anyway, she works in the prisons. And so their jobs didn't do anything to influence me going travelling. Going camping as a kid with mum and dad. We'd go down the rivers, go marining, camping, and yeah, with all my parents' mates. That's how I got into it. That's what made me enjoy it. And you'd be the same.
No, mine's a little bit different. My mum managed a nightclub all my childhood, and then had her own clothing boutique once I got to about 16 and realised she couldn't be the manager at the nightclub I was nightclubbing at. So then she started her own clothing business, her own boutique. And my dad, he is now retired. He what's it called? He had his own plant hire company.
It's a mining plant hire, so a big hire company. So loaders and tractors and dump trucks and excavators and that. He had all of that equipment and he hired it out to the likes of Rio Tinto and stuff like that.
And my childhood probably had a massive influence on loving the Kimberleys. I sort of got you on your first trip up here.
So Jade went up and down the Kimberleys pretty much every year with her dad, and that's what they did. They just went camping every year in the Kimberleys. My first trip in the Kimberleys was when Jade took me. I wasn't lucky enough to go there as a kid. It's not something that we did as a family. We were always fishing down south rather than up north. So yeah. Your family, your dad in particular, had a massive influence in you living this sort of life.
I like to call myself a Kimberley girl because I love the Kimberleys. But yeah, so my parents did. My dad had a big influence on me loving this lifestyle, and I guess growing up with tractors and diggers and all that around my whole life. I was the son my dad never had until he had the son 12 years later. So I was always out hunting and fishing with Dad. I'm allergic to crustaceans because of fishing with Dad. I got a dirty hook stuck in my finger. And all my knowledge I know about the bush and everything...
from me.
It's not. It's from my dad.
She says it is, but it's from me.
My dad...
Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
You can't ramble too much.
Can't talk about Dad too much. Eric gets a little bit sensitive about it.
You're rambling. Anyway, what drove you guys to travel full time?
Well, this is going to be a little bit long. Let's just tell them the truth about everything, about your hip and everything.
You go then.
All right. So I've always loved travelling.
Hang on a minute, we talked about it for 10 years.
And we've done
there goes the
X amount of trips, and every trip was quite an extensive, long trip. We normally spent 8 weeks up here with him doing FIFO. We were able to take that time off work, and I was always at him. Let's just do it. Let's just hit the road. Let's just get out there. Oops, sorry, that clap was on the microphone. Peyton's collecting lures and hooks.
They're finding lures and sinkers and hooks in all the rocks behind us.
Anyway, back to our story. Sorry. So, 33.
We talked about it. I always played football, which was my number one thing. There goes the little one again. So football was my main focus. I wanted to try and make AFL. Unfortunately, between my body giving up and me not being good enough, it didn't happen.
He was good enough. His hip just failed him. He always says that, but he...
And I needed a full hip replacement. So I've had, at the age of 33, I had a full hip replacement due to an accident in my younger days. I dislocated my hip when I was younger. And
Can you stop walking in front of the camera?
And yeah, so I dislocated my hip, got arthritis. Arthritis
around.
Created, I needed a hip replacement after waiting 7 years. Now she's going to kick the camera over. And so that's basically it. I needed a hip replacement. The kids could run faster than me at that age, and then my old man, he had a diving accident.
No. Stop. Before that, before he had the diving accident, we had built a house. Derek was working 6 weeks away, 1 week home, and we had an amazing house and everything, but we didn't have a lifestyle.
So everything that we earned pretty much just went into paying the mortgage off that house, and we weren't living.
And we went on a little trip up to Broome and said, that's it, we're not living this life anymore. I've had enough. Put your resume in. And then resignation. And then at the same time, Derek was always a little bit, I don't know if I can do that. He wanted to climb the ladder in his career.
Very driven to climb higher in whatever I do. So.
And then his dad had a diving accident and got the bends.
Spent 14 days in a hyperbaric chamber in Perth. Lucky to be alive. Still hasn't got full.
He hasn't recovered
feelings
100%.
And stuff like that in his legs and stuff like that. That's when we just thought life's too short. We went and had a look at a caravan, and I'd been looking at Lotuses from the very beginning. And
we literally, Lani was 3 days old. We walked in. No, she was 6 days old, sorry. I just got out of hospital. We walked into the caravan company and saw the Lotus. And Derek wanted an off-grid. And I was like, seen the trooper. And I was like, if we're going to buy it, we're doing it. And that was it. Like, on the spot, on the day. There was no hesitation.
Seen it, designed it, brought it. And yeah, however many months later,
I think we got it within like 6 or 8 weeks or something. It didn't take very long.
A couple of months.
4 years ago. And then that was it. Lani was, like I said, she was 6 days old when we bought the caravan. 6 weeks later, we hit the road.
Once we brought the caravan, that was our decision. We're not spending this much money and not going to do a full lap. Because at that stage, all we're going to do is 1 year, a full lap. So we weren't going to spend that much money and not do the lap. So I pretty much went home, typed up my letter, went into work the next day, handed it in, and it was a bit of a shock to everyone because I was pretty high up there, and they didn't see it coming, but they were stoked for us, and happy that they're not losing me to another company, but to a life experience like travelling. So
yeah, and then we were on the road for 3 months, and we were like,
this is too good.
We can't. We were just like,
a year's not long enough. We're not going to see enough. We're enjoying it too much. Let's do it for as long as we can, and we did.
Yeah,
we are.
Now we're still doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one.
So that's it for that. Very long-winded. Sorry, guys. What actually drove you? Oh no.
How do you do the naughty in the van?
Oh God. Can't talk about it. We literally have
the stalker right next to us,
sitting there like this. Are you going to travel outside of WA?
Okay, so we already have done outside of WA. We've done pretty much all of the NT from the centre all the way up, Arnhem Land, all of that. We've done the top end of Queensland. We've done all of Cape York and the Tip and all of that. We've done 3 months in Tasmania, and we've missed certain sections due to floods, fires, COVID, and whatever else. And so that's why we wanted to go again as well, was to fill in the gaps and do all the bits that we missed out on. So we had an Instagram account, and
this time last year it got hacked,
and we lost the account. So all of our photos and everything on there that showed where we were and what we've done. And we've only just recently obviously started the YouTube 6 months ago. So we didn't do any of the YouTube before, and so that's why you haven't seen anything out of WA on YouTube. So yeah, we are, and we're heading around there. So we're in Karratha at the moment, and I'm getting a little bit of work. So that's one of the questions as well. I'm getting a little bit of work just to top up the funds a little bit. And once that's done, the kids are going into school for a little bit. Once that's done, we're heading up and heading over towards NT/Queensland again.
What made us pull up stumps and travel? I think that's just
we've answered that. Yeah.
Was there an adjustment when you started Oh, yes. Was there an adjustment when you started van life? Yes. The first 3 months, Derek was a nightmare. I had a newborn baby who obviously didn't sleep at night, and I was very tired, and Derek was used to getting up, working FIFO life, 5 a.m. Come on, guys, let's get up. Let's go. Come on, we're burning daylight. We've got to go. And I lost my kit. I never forget it. We were in Alice Springs, and I lost my kit and caboodle. I said, that's it. Send me home. I'm done. I'm not traveling with you anymore. And he was like, I'm sorry. I'll slow down.
I get bored really easy. So I have to be doing something. I don't like to sit around and do nothing. So yeah, the first, obviously we didn't have the boat when we first started traveling, and, fishing wasn't going great off the shore, and it was quite boring. Not boring, but I wasn't getting stimulated, I suppose. Yeah,
he's a bit ADHD, but yeah. So, and then for the first year and a half, it was go as well. So
spot after spot after spot after spot.
Yeah.
Just wanted to see everything and experience everything, and you just can't do that.
Well, I said to him, after our account got hacked, I said, if we're going to do this and we're going to continue doing this, I said, we need to slow down. I want to enjoy the spots that we go to. At the moment, like we said, we're in Karratha, and we're going to stop here for 4 weeks and really get to feel the culture and the community and actually see what it's like here, because one day we're going to need to find somewhere to live, which I think we probably already found somewhere to live, but obviously one day we'll have to find somewhere to settle down. And yeah, I want to see where I actually like and enjoy, and he's been pretty good so far.
Well, my rule now is that I'm not organising anything to do with travelling or moving from one spot to the next. Leave it up to Jade, and she sorts it out now. So.
Something I hate is having something booked and like you've got to get up and you've got to get to the next spot and you've got to be there on time, and then you miss out so much. We did that for the first...
Yeah, so we just wing it, like what we're doing right now. We just get to a spot, and then once we're at that spot and we've seen everything, we sort of sit down and go, all right, we're heading north, which way, what's next? And look on wikis or maps and stuff like that, and just see what we think, read reviews, and if we find something along the way that we find better, then we'll stop there. If not, we'll carry on. If we get to a spot we don't like it, we carry on. So,
all right, how do you get an income on the road? All right, well, we sold our house. We sold everything we own. All we've got is our caravan and our car and our tinny.
Possessions inside.
And everything that's inside it. And that's it. We have nothing else. So we have a savings as well that we had saved up for.
So all that money that sold the house, that's in an account ready for one day when we want to settle down. And the savings that we've got is what we've been living off. It obviously diminishes, but...
We also... work for Lotus and get paid from them, and we also now are making income from YouTube.
It's not much.
And
if more people subscribe and like and watch our stuff,
support us,
we might be able to get a little bit more and do it for a little bit longer anyway, and I won't have to pull up stumps and go back to work.
But like I said, at the moment Derek's working, and while he goes back to work, I've got a hairdressing sign. So when we first travelled, I pretty much just worked, well, you never worked. I just put a sign up, and like we'd be in little communities or little towns, and I'd put it on the local community page on Facebook and say, hey, hairdresser in town. And I was flat out.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Hairdressing was a pretty big one. We got to a caravan park, it paid for our accommodation and then some.
Oh.
And your blogs.
Yeah, and also, so I write blogs for a couple of companies, and we also worked for What's Up Down Under on some TV series as well before we did YouTube. That was like 18 months ago or something. Yeah. And we still do work for them. We still do stuff for them. Great bunch of guys. And yeah, what else have we got?
Did we sell and budget? So yes, we sold everything that we own, like we just said, and a budget.
No, we don't have a budget, but we're not stupid.
We watch what we're spending, but if we want to do something, we'll do it. And yeah, if the kids need something, we'll get it. So
yeah. Budget wise, I did do a thing the other week and like sort of tallied up how much we spent and worked it out, and I think it worked out to be
$1,500
a week,
a month.
No, it wasn't $1,500 for the month. It was $1,500 a week. $6,000. It worked out to be $6,000. Yeah, for the month. Now,
I'm all over the place.
Yeah, that varies.
Yeah.
I think this month, our budget's probably $15,000. But you know, next month might be, you know, $2,000. Like, it just varies up and down.
Depends on driving, depends on accommodation, depends on a lot of things. But if you can budget for about $1,500 a week, you're not too far off. Some people can do it for less. Good on to them. If that's your budget, then stick to it. If you have a higher budget, then stick to your budget. You know, it is what it is. So
I was I was speaking to a couple of travelling mums this morning as well, and I was saying, like, 3.5 years ago when we did hit the road, I could have lived so comfortably on, I reckon, about $900 a week. But now, 3.5 years later,
the kids are getting bigger.
Well, food's double what I was spending. Fuel's double. Accommodation is double. Like, every caravan park, I remember 3.5 years ago, we would be spending maybe $25 a night.
$20 to $40 a night at a caravan park.
Now it's like $50 to $100.
$50 to $100.
So
Like,
that's
it's
why we
ridiculous
try
now.
to free camp as much as we can. Before, I hated free camping. Like, I was so scared. I was like, I need power and water, and I just...
All right, you digress.
Okay, anyway. But yeah, so 3.5 years ago, the budget was a lot less, but now everything is so expensive.
How do you keep your sex life active on the road?
Guys, we can't talk about that right now.
Sniper just poked her head up.
God.
How do you fund the trip? Like I said, sold the house, savings, working hard, and investing well as well. So it's not just a matter of I was a HD mechanic and Jade was a hairdresser, and anybody who's that in those jobs can just go out and do what we're doing.
Well, they can.
We've invested. I've worked hard. I've done long stints. Been at the right place at the right time with investments.
We've
like I said,
sacrificed. Like in our younger days, when all our friends were traveling Europe and having their leap year.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that.
I bought my first house when I was
Same.
18.
Yeah, well, when I was 23 or something, I brought mine.
Yeah.
And we've renovated, we've sold, we've brought in the low, and in WA, if you know, when you're buying the low, it's pretty good. And when we sell in the high, you make a lot of money. And we haven't planned it. It's just sort of worked out like that. So we've brought in the low, renovated, done the right things in the renovation, and sold in the high. Every time we've brought a house and sold it. So
we've done well on investments. Yeah.
It's not just a matter of working in our jobs and getting that money. It's, investing and working hard in the background as well.
I also get asked sometimes, did your families fund your lifestyle and that? No. Everything we have and everything we've done is we've done it ourselves. When Peyton was little, we were eating potatoes. Like, we couldn't afford to even buy food.
Yeah, I had two jobs. So my main job during the week, and then on a Saturday I was driving a truck, just to get through to pay
to get potatoes on the table. Yeah. All our clothes were literally from the Good Sammys, like, because we just couldn't afford anything. And then
we've gone through hard times, and that's when you've got two houses and you're renovating and trying to juggle that's your hard times. And then obviously making money's... Anyway, carry on. This one is all about the Caravan. So the Caravan, in case you didn't know, we have a Lotus Trooper, 23.3 foot triple bunk. It's got all the mods and cons that you want to travel comfortably in. Great Caravan, has never let us down. Our first Caravan never let us down, which was a Lotus Trooper.
And this isn't blowing smoke just because we work for Lotus. Like, this is...
It's never let us down. Simple as that.
We need to touch some wood.
Yeah, touch wood. So the first question, with the ATX suspension and the air compressor, can you use the compressor to pump up your tyres, or do you need a separate compressor? So in case you didn't know, the new Caravan has the Cruise Master ATX suspension, full airbags. You can lift it up, lift it down. It's self-leveling, auto leveling and stuff like that. When you get to a campsite, I don't need ramps. I can just... hopefully I can chuck some overlay in there for you guys. But it's got a little compressor on there that fills a massive tank, and then the air feeds off to the airbags. So what I do is I have the compressor on the Caravan, and I get my young fella, he gets out. When we let the tyres down, he lets down the 4 tyres on the Caravan. When we pump them up, he pumps them up using the Caravan compressor. So you can use that compressor. It's got an outlet. You plug your hose in and you can pump up your Caravan tyres. I wouldn't use it to pump up your car and your Caravan. I think it'll take too long, and I don't think it's built for that much. I have another ARB compressor in my car that I use purely for my car. So I have got 2 compressors, one built into the car, one built into the Caravan. But yes, you can use the compressor in the Caravan to pump up your tyres. What change would you make to your current van, if any? Solar. I stuffed up with the solar. I didn't realise that the solar panels of the 175 watts and the 200 watts were exactly the same size, and I got the 175s instead of the 200s. If I had 5 200s, I'd have 1,000 watt of solar. But when we did the Caravan, we only had 400 amp of batteries, and it was probably fine. Since then, we've added in another battery, so we've got 600, and I've had to buy a solar blanket to help trickle up the batteries up. So solar's one. The size of the caravan. If you haven't got an American truck, it's pretty hard to tow our caravan. It's come out of the factory at 4 tonne. I've got it up to 4.4 tonne. And we sit around the 4 to 4.2 tonne when travelling. And not too many cars can tow your caravan if your car ever breaks down or anything like that, as we've experienced. Anything you'd change?
I think I'm going to change the colours next, Van.
Ooh,
Yeah.
spice it
Can't
up.
let too many secrets out. I'm in planning process of that at the moment. And I think, are we going to say what size we're going to go for? Or?
No, not yet.
Okay, can't tell you about what I'm going to change there. But something I might just change is I want to get a Pacific cupboard for my Thermomix.
Yeah, at the moment the Thermomix sits under the bed.
I can't really tell you all the things I'm going to change about that.
But we want to...
We've got lots of exciting little extra features happening in there. Wish is coming in like 5 months.
5 or 6 months.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So we've already booked in our new build time, and we're in the planning process period. Anyway, is there one thing you wouldn't go without if you got a new van? For me, the suspension. Yeah, for me it's the suspension. I love the air suspension. It makes my life so much easier, and it rides like there's no tomorrow. Like compared to our old van with the dual shockies and the springs as you normally would, this new van rides like there's no tomorrow. So for me it is the Cruisemaster ATX suspension. You?
One thing I wouldn't go without, my pantry. I love my pantry. Like I didn't have that in the other van. It was a pull-out drawer at the bottom. But having a pantry is I love my pantry.
Yep. What is your favourite feature on the van?
The van? I don't know. I can't pick anything.
For me, like the two things that I love is the batteries. And
the batteries.
Like we can run absolutely everything off it. Microwave, washing machine, and everything. So batteries and suspension.
My van is like
for
a
me.
home. Like it has everything. It's very hard to pick something that I love the most.
How much water can we carry? In the caravan, we've got 3 95-litre tanks, and that feeds our showers, toilets, sink, all of that. And then we have a separate 50-litre tank just for drinking water. And then we've got a grey water tank, which is about 50 litres as well. In the car, in the van, we've got 2 holders for jerry cans. I keep one in there, so it's 70 litres of drinking water. We use that as drinking water. And I can use the other one. I've got fuel in there for the car or the boat, whatever I want. And the car has a 170 litre tank, I since found out. I always thought it was 150. And 170 litres. So it's around 500 to 520 litres of water that we can carry car van combo. Moving on, car. How often do you wash the rig down to prevent rust and get salt water off?
Too
As often as I can.
Drives me insane.
Yes. Obviously,
if you
we do
own
a lot
a car
of beach
wash,
stuff.
you're making a lot of money off Derek Quinn.
I'll literally wash it, and then we'll go, let's go somewhere. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And we go and do it again, and then I come back and wash it again. So wash it as many times as I can. This one's a funny one. Is there anything we would add to the rig? Bigger boat, generator, or a helicopter? Oh, Jesus, mate, if I could carry a helicopter, I'd carry a freaking helicopter.
I wouldn't let him. I don't trust him. He'd probably crash it before he even got it up in the air.
No bigger boat while we're travelling Australia.
It's big enough, our boat.
It's perfect. 3.7 CJ Nomad high side with thick gunnels on the top, bimini. It is the most comfortable boat, tinny, that is on the market, hands down. I don't care what anyone says. I know it is. So yeah, no bigger boat unless we're going to sell the caravan and stop travelling, and then I'll get a huge boat one day, fingers crossed, and you'll see the F truck towing a nice bloody big boat. So yeah.
Who
did we get the truck from? Harrison F Trucks in Melbourne. Harrison F Trucks, they're in Melbourne.
Milton.
Melton.
Milton.
Anyway, they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not affiliated with them. They've helped us out with a few warranty issues that we've documented in our YouTube. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up here. So yeah, they have.
The reason why we went with them was there was a few other companies that sold F trucks, and they were the only ones that offered a 5-year warranty, roadside assistance warranty, and all the other ones were like 3 months.
No, a year from the conversion mob. So VDC in Melbourne, they did the conversion and they give you a year warranty. And that's basically what everyone was just giving you. Yep, you can have the 1 year VDC warranty. So, but Harrison's were like, no, we've got
they back up their work, as you can see from our YouTube. Yep. So they were,
again, not affiliated. It's just, we're telling you what we've experienced. If you've experienced something different, don't yell and scream at us. It's not, we're not working for them.
The guy that, what's his name? Kelvin. He's American. He knows his stuff about trucks. Like, if you want to know anything about any engine, any American truck, he's the man. He was fantastic. So if you do go to Harrison's, ask for Kelvin and he will help you with everything you need to know.
Tell him we sent you.
No, don't worry about that. They won't give you anything. Won't give us anything.
tell him we sent you. Anyway,
if you go to Lotus, tell them we sent you. But
what work did they do on the setup? So Harrison's did the lift, the tyres, the amp research, fold up steps, the bull bar, and they installed the lights, the steady lights on the bull bar. EC Off-Road, they did my Rhino rack on my top of my cab. They did all the steady lights up there. They put my LMAC boat loader on the back of my canopy when that was installed. They put all the steady lights around there, and they did my full Anderson and 12-pin plug and all that for the truck as well. And GCI Traytech, they did the whole canopy and fit out of that. So hope that gives you a bit of a rundown, but we have got a full rundown on
the rig.
I'll chuck another link up here, and you can have a look at that, our walkthrough of our rig as well. So how long did the build of the truck take?
12 months.
Yeah, it was a good 8 to 12 months.
Oh no, it arrived in April and we got it in October. Oh, we got it in just before the 4-wheel drive show. November it arrived.
Yeah.
So
6 months.
April, May,
months.
June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months.
There you go.
From landing in Australia.
But it's a lot different now. We don't know. But we're hearing that there's long waits, especially with what's going on with Ford and slowing down processes and stuff like that. Anyway, moving on. What GVM, GCM does a truck have? Again, it is on our rig review, but I've got 5.82 tonne GVM and 10.3 tonne GCM. But it is amazing how close you do get to them. So
what is the truck? The truck's an F truck.
Yeah. And it's a Ford F350 Super Duty with a 6.7 litre Power Stroke engine in it.
Lariat.
That's what my truck is.
It's a Lariat.
It's a Lariat Ultimate Edition.
So it's not the Ultimate, but it has ultimate features in a Lariat.
So the way I describe it is Land Cruisers, because I've come from Land Cruisers. Sorry to all you patrol people. Land Cruisers, you had the Sahara, the VX, the GXL, then you've got the GX. So in American trucks, for some reason, they all call it the same thing. So you've got the Ultimate, then you've got Platinum, then you've got King Ranch is in there somewhere, then you've got Lariat, but then they also do Lariat Ultimate Edition, which is probably similar to a Platinum, which is the second grade. Then you've got Lariat Platinum, which would be just below the Platinum. And they throw in all these weird, wacky things. Anyway, do your research. But F trucks.
Why Ford over other American trucks? All right, you have to go into detail about this one and really explain it, because everybody asks us this question.
When I was a kid, I don't know if you know Bigfoot, the monster truck.
That's not why.
That is
You're
a Ford.
Lying.
That's a Ford truck, and I've always loved them since. Anyway, why Ford? Well, for me, they sell 1 million trucks a year. and no one else comes close to that. They only sell that for one reason, is because they're good. Is that not true? They're the biggest, toughest, most powerful straight out of the box. If anyone wants to argue with me, I've got stats for you. I can pop them up on the screen. 475 horses straight out of factory for the newer ones, 10-speed gearbox, and there's parts for them everywhere in America. Struggling a little bit in WA.
Only because of COVID.
Because of COVID, but...
As we say this, there's an F-truck just driving past us at the moment.
Similar setup to ours. Anyway, why Ford? That's why, because they're the best. Would you buy a Ford again? Yes. Are we going to put a snorkel on the truck?
Well, are we going to buy a Ford again? Are we going to...
Yeah.
We are getting another truck. It's happening.
Are we?
Oh, are we not talking about that?
No, not yet.
Oh, that's another secret we can't tell you.
Are we going to put a snorkel on the F-truck? Hold that thought. It's coming towards you. Average litre per 100 towing. So towing our caravan, weighing in between 9.5 and 10 tonne. I am sitting on about 24 litres per 100. Watch the little head bop by again. 24 litres per 100 towing. It does change heading into a stiff breeze. So yeah, that averaging 24. To put it into perspective, the 200 series weighing in at 7.2 tonne. We're sitting on 22 litres per 100. So I'm 2 litres more and 2 and a bit tonne heavier.
Bigger van.
So go figure that.
How much does the boat weigh?
Now, how do you find driving the F-truck on the beach? Look...
Everyone sees Derek getting bogged, but we play that on our socials as well.
It is a bit of an ongoing joke. Yes, I do get bogged, but my problem is that I am a little bit lazy sometimes and I don't let my tyres down. Then we get bogged. Jade pulls the piss out of me. We chuck it on.
I really should stop doing that. Because
we are getting a bit of a reputation that the Ford gets bogged, but it is a weapon. If you let those tyres down to 20 psi, you can go lower, but I've let them down to 20 psi. That thing will go anywhere. It is a beast. The power it has, and I keep getting the question, what does it compare to the 200 on the beach? Two different cars. One's a wagon, one's if I had a Chop 200, I'd love to do the comparison, but I never had one. Yes, the wagon was more comfortable, but I guarantee you any wagon is more comfortable than a ute or a truck.
Comfortable?
Yeah. The 200 was more comfortable on off-road.
But we're working on the suspension as well.
Yeah. So
Kings is helping us to work out what
we need better.
What we need to do. And
that's not giving us anything. That's just advising us on what we should do to make it more comfortable.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mate, our kids are going to be selling a tackle shop in a minute. You should see how much tackle they've collected.
There's so much stuff out there.
It's crazy.
Oh, you snagged, mate. So yeah, it is a weapon on the beach.
It's a weapon anywhere.
Yeah, it is.
Full driving, rock climbing,
so much
whatever.
Power. There's a few people commenting that, I'm an idiot and I get bogged all the time. It's not built for it. I can guarantee you that thing will go anywhere it fits, because it is a little bit wider. 100 mil, 50 mil on each side. But yeah, it will go anywhere. It is a beast. It's heavy, but give me a 200 that's not as heavy as well, with the boat on top and fully canopy and stuff like that anyway. So yeah, it goes well on the beach. How much does the boat weigh? When I brought the boat, it weighed, they told me, I never weighed it, but they told me it weighed 100 kilos. Since then, I have added the bimini and I've added 2 floors in there. So I'm hoping it's around 110, 115, but I've never had it weighed. So that's that. What tyres are you running and are they going well? Yes, so this guy that, I remember this question, this guy that wrote in said that he's always had BF Goodrich. I've always had BF Goodrich all-terrains on all of my cars, all of our caravans, they've always had BFGs. I've grown up with it, it's reliable, it's done everything for me. Unfortunately, they did not make a 37-inch all-terrain tyre. They make the mud terrain, but I didn't want muds.
We've had muds before and they would not recommend them.
Yeah, so I've got the Nitto Ridge Grabblers on there. And to be honest with you, I love them. They're wearing probably better than my BFs. They just feel exactly the same, but the wear on them just, I don't know, different cars, I know, different weights. But they're going really well. Some people have said that they've had sliding with them in the wet, but I've never have. So, who knows?
All right.
General questions. So that's enough about the car. General questions. Best internet options. People are using Starlink and out there internet. At this stage, we use our phones. So our phones, we hotspot everything. If we haven't got reception, we don't have reception. If we do, we do.
We love it when we don't have reception.
But we are in talks with an internet company that we just want better internet so that we can give you more stuff and we don't have to sit up for 20 hours waiting for something to upload. So
we're just doing our research. We're not working for the company.
No, we're just
seeing what is going to offer it the most. And I think, we'll let you know about that.
Yeah. This one was a funny one as well. I want Jade to answer this one. How do tall people shower, shave legs and wash feet in a caravan? How do you do it, Jade?
Well, I'm not tall. That's a stupid...
You're sitting on the microphone, mate.
That's a stupid question.
There's never a stupid question.
I sit in the kids' buckets and shave my legs.
Jade's a midget and I'm not much taller, so I can't answer for taller people. Our shower...
But we're six stuff.
Is huge.
It's huge.
And it's a big shower.
I don't even think I can touch the roof with my hands in the shower.
Tell you what, I'll try and do some overlay of measurements of our shower so that you can see, and I'll stand in it and you can see how big this shower is. I'm not the tallest lad. I'm about 180, 182. Jade's about
I'm just
140 centimetres. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not tall.
How tall did you say I was?
140 centimetres.
No, I'm not.
How do you combat the bugs? You seem to be getting smashed by them. Good old bug spray and hide inside the caravan. That's another reason why you need a good caravan is if there are bugs, you need to be able to get in your caravan and if it's hot, turn your aircon on with no generator, battery system, and hide inside the caravan. But if there's too many bugs and we haven't booked in somewhere...
We run.
We just get out of that area and,
I hate
get
bugs.
going.
I was just thinking
I ended up in hospital from bugs when I were in... where was it?
Dundee Beach.
Dundee Beach in the NT.
Okay. Time out. Toilet break. Maybe you can answer some of the questions while I take you to the...
All right, sweet. So tall people, done. Combat bugs, done. What items, equipment, have we got that we found the most useless? Am I allowed to say wife and kids? I don't know. Probably wouldn't be allowed to. I don't know. When we first started travelling, we packed everything and weighed ourselves and got rid of everything that we didn't need. So, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one. I can't think of it off the top of my head. If I think of something, I'll come back to it. Anyway, what items don't we have but want? I want a vacuum cleaner for the caravan / car. I want a new drill because mine's had it. It doesn't click into forward and reverse anymore. What else?
I want a new husband.
Jade wants a new husband. So if there's any ladies out there, might be one coming up. I don't know. What? I think that's answered. Would we consider pulling up stumps for a few months and do some work to top up the bank balance? Wow. Good timing of that question because that's what we are doing right now is we've got some things going on in the background that we're trying to sort out as well. So stay tuned for those exciting things to come. And we've also going to top up the bank while we're here. Kids are going back to school for a little bit as well. give them interaction with other kids. So while they're doing that, I figured let's earn some money as well. What's happening, dude?
Nothing. Just finding so many cool things. Look at this.
Bit of coral.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else? Who are we insured with? Geez, I'm going to have to let the boss answer that one.
Why is there so many bugs? I'm getting bitten.
Who are we insured with?
Mum, I need the bug
Car
spray.
is insured with SGIO.
Car insured with SGIO. I think they're only a WA-based thing. And Caravan?
CIL.
CIL. Oh, welcome back, by the way.
Thank you.
This is my co-host.
But, we are looking at changing the car insurance to 4x4 club.
Possibly.
Possibly.
See what happens. We're doing our research again.
I always keep on top of that every 12 months. So.
What roadside assistance do we have? We don't personally have roadside assistance apart from the 3 years that we've got from Harrison's, which is...
3 years roadside assist.
Yeah, which company is that with? Who did we use when the diff failed?
I don't know.
Anyway, I'll write it up on the screen anyway, who the roadside assistance is through Harrison's. But we don't have one personally, and we've talked about it a long time ago, and we just sort of forgot about it. So we'll get onto that one as well.
If you have any recommendations,
Yeah.
let us know.
Let us know. What spares do I carry for car and van? Well, car, all your filters. I've got fuses.
I think spare tyres they're talking about.
No.
Oh.
Settle down, mate. Yeah, filters, fuses, Anderson plugs. I've got all my tools in case anything happens. Caravan, wheel bearings, filter for the Dometic Dometic sucker thing that keeps the cab pressurized so no dust gets in, and lots of little bits and pieces. Oh, what is your best campfire story? This person wrote, ours normally revolve around breakdowns, so Derek must have some good ones. What are you getting at? We don't break down. We broke down once. Campfire stories. Have you got any good ones?
Oh, might have to do that another night. They go too long. Campfire stories. What are our campsites? What?
When I fell in the water?
Oh, all right. I have to tell you this story. All right, this is a ripper. So we were up
Grab a beer, sit down and relax and enjoy this one.
Where were we? We were heading up the Cape. What's that river called? What's that river called? The Wenlock. It's the Wenlock River. So Steve Irwin has a little reserve there where he rehabilitates all the crocodiles and puts them back in the water there. We were camped up there coming back down the Cape. We were with another travelling family. Derek got up early, went for a fish with Simon, and you tell the rest.
All right, so when we were out fishing, lures, trying to catch barra, there was a big sandbar, and I lost my lure, and I hate losing lures. I'm a tight ass, I hate losing lures. And it went across the other side of the river, and I seen where it was, and I was like, I'm going to get that. And just up the river, there was a skinnier part that probably was a metre wide, and it was very shallow. So I went around there, jumped over, walked around, grabbed my lure, and while I was there, I found 3 or 4 more. And I was just like, this is great. And on the way back, I seen one more lure, and I was like, oh, it was on a bank like this. And on that bank was just all leaves. And I just started going across, fishing rod in hand, lures in hand, and all of a sudden, from the leaves and that, just give way, and it slid down, and I went straight into the water, up to here. I've turned around, tried to get back up the bank, and Simon, who we were travelling with, just goes, you better start swimming, mate. So I've looked around, just started swimming as fast as I can for this other bank, fishing rod in the water, going as fast as I can, got up to the sandbar, and I started, commando crawling out of the water, and all that was going through my head was, the big dirty crocodile is probably behind me. He's going to come and bite me on the ass and chomp down on me, and I'm a goner. But I managed to scramble up. People were like looking in how stupid I was. Managed to get out, and then later found out that, yeah, that's where 4, 5, 6 metre crocodiles get tagged and monitored up along that river. So I was very lucky. For a bloody $10 lure, I could have...
He wasn't very lucky. He was a stupid freaking idiot. He comes back, 5 lures in his hand, fishing rod in the other, dripping wet.
No fish.
No fish. Simon was like, we had a great day, and I knew straight away that they hadn't had a good day. And I was like, and he was like, you don't want to know. Well, of course I did want to know. And I lost my kit and caboodles. I was not happy, Jan.
Yeah, so there's a quick one anyway. A few more there, but... who is Derek? This one's not even funny. I don't know who this bloke is. It's not even funny. Who is Derek paying to hold their fish for the content?
Derek's actually starting to become a decent fisherman.
Oh, come on. I've always been a good fisherman.
Always been a good fisherman. Just when we
we first started travelling...
You got Godicha.
You don't know the new grounds. You know, you can't go to a new place and just expect to catch fish. And when you get into new grounds every single day... Fishing off the shore, I was catching absolutely jack
squallops.
I just couldn't catch a fish to save me life. Even up in barra territory, I caught one barra and it was undersized.
Do you think... Oh, I'm not even going to comment that one. No, we're never going to do a fans only thing.
No.
And stop asking us.
It's creepy. Tips for keeping kids entertained during long drives. Handcuffs and... muzzles.
What's the best tip to keep you entertained for long drives?
iPads!
We hate iPads, but...
And sometimes schoolwork.
Yeah, sometimes we get them to do a bit of schoolwork. I always make sure they have a good hour looking out the window and taking in the surroundings. And then they get a bit of iPad time. Downloaded movies.
Do schoolwork, I play my toys.
Why they do schoolwork, she plays with her toys.
Yeah, don't move then.
What is your side hustle? YouTube.
Yeah, we don't have a side hustle. We are who we are. We don't have anything to sell you. If you like what we do, then follow along. If you don't like...
Yeah, we don't sell anything. We just create movies. That's just... We'll create YouTube, not movies. Hopefully we can turn it into something eventually. Yeah, we've got some plans for YouTube, but yeah, we've got to obviously grow. So make sure you like and subscribe.
Where are we? Do we adventure off-road without a van camping? Yes. So I'll stick another link up here somewhere.
Steep Point.
We went to Steep Point, which is the most westerly point of mainland Australia. Not allowed to take caravans in there. Some people do, but the rangers don't like it. So we went swagging. Looking out for a new swag. If you've got any recommendations for another swag, because one wasn't enough, obviously, hit us up, or a nice little tent or something like that.
A family that we can all sleep in. Yeah.
Yeah, let us know that. But yeah, we do, and hopefully we do a little bit more. So, hey guys.
Are you guys sticking to a budget for your lap?
We've answered that.
No.
Do we give kids job to get them involved and help them set up and pack up? 100% yes.
Yep.
Like I said, the little man and Peyton, they both pump up and let down tyres when needed. We give them jobs.
They have to make their bed. Their rule is to keep their bedroom clean every single day, and they do the dishes inside.
Yep, dishes, take it in turns each night, and pack up, set up, yeah, pull their seats out, pull the table out, pack their seats up, help me pack up the mat.
All right, listener.
Yeah, everything.
Do you need a portable fire pit to travel?
You don't need one.
But we just found a ripper and we freaking love it.
But, I mean, we went to Winnabandy. If you missed that episode, I'll chuck that up here as well.
There's a few throwbacks.
Self-promotion here. Yeah, so we were the only ones with a fire pit out of a bunch of our friends, and they couldn't have fires. We could. For the weight of it, 2 to 3 kilos, it takes up this much room. It's all rolled up into a roll, and it took up no room, so you'd be silly not to get one.
We love our fire pit.
Yeah, if you can't have a fire because you don't have a fire pit, you'd be kicking yourself. So I highly recommend getting one, yes. Things you realise you need on the road that you didn't have when we started. A vacuum cleaner.
We don't need a vacuum cleaner. It's just a luxury. We haven't got one yet.
We've never had one. We've always had a broom, but...
I don't even have
my
a kettle.
Yeah, we don't have a kettle.
We don't have a kettle. I boil my water on the stove. I have a little baby one-pot percolator. We really live...
Binoculars.
Yeah,
I want binoculars.
Binoculars. Nah.
Nah.
We really don't have very much stuff.
No, we don't. I'm going to do a video. If you want to see a video of everything that we have, let me know in the comments, and I'll chuck a video up of
everything we have inside
the van and inside the car as well. Let us know if that's what you want. Where are we? Safety when travelling. Have you had dodgy people around you, and how did you deal with it? No. We haven't had dodgy people around us.
If we sort of just
had
feel
a few
with
snobby people, but not dodgy.
No, but we feel the vibe. Like if we feel like, oh no, babe, this is sketchy.
Yeah.
Let's cruise out of here. We won't stay anywhere if we feel like it's. If it's not right, we're not going to stay there. Always look at the reviews. Always have an exit plan. And yeah, no, not really any dodgy people.
I didn't.
One time when I was little, we were camped in the middle of nowhere with my dad, and we had a bunch of hooligans rock up and like circle the caravan and that. But that was years ago.
I'm going to say this.
What?
When we first started travelling and I had the 200.
Nah.
Okay. I'm not going to say it.
Does it get hard on the marriage while travelling, or does it get under your skin?
Okay, so when we're travelling and we're moving from place to place, a week here, a week there, a week here, a week there, you sometimes have a squabble.
Normally it's when you're packing up or...
Yeah, reversing, and she's trying to hide behind the caravan rather than giving you directions.
Derek has a bit of a temper.
No, I don't. Anyway, where were we?
Does it test your marriage? Look, I'm going to be honest. I haven't spoke to Derek for 4 days.
Yeah. This is the first time we've spoken.
Yeah, this is the most we've spoken. I still love him, but I hate him right now. But yeah, every marriage has problems.
Even to the Karen who messaged us and said, our marriage is perfect. We never have arguments. We always talk no matter what.
We communicate.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still talking. We still talk about what we need to talk about, but I haven't cuddled him for 4 days. That's probably all that's happened. But I've cuddled my kids extra cuddles.
Anyway.
Yeah, so yeah.
When we're stuck at one spot for a period of time, I think that's what does my head in. I probably get a little bit annoying and
all right, anyway,
piss her off.
How long do we plan on travelling and living in the van full time? Well, we've been doing it for 3.5 years now, and we will.
We don't have an answer for that.
We get asked this all the time.
We're going to see how homeschooling's going. Our eldest is going into high school, and we're going to see
in a year and a half.
Yeah, in a year and a half. If she doesn't feel comfortable that we're still travelling and schooling's not working for her, then we'll look at other options and might.
Just quickly on schooling, I get asked this a lot. So Kobe was really struggling before we left to travel, and the school was sort of saying, look, maybe we should keep him back a year. I started homeschooling them. Well, we don't homeschool. We do School of the Air.
Kalgoorlie School of the Air.
And then when we stopped travelling, while we got the new van and caravan, the new car and caravan, the kids went back to school for a bit, and in their school reports, Kobe came back from a kid that was struggling about a year and a bit behind his year level, and his school report was just average, not just average, it was in the average, C, B sort of range. And I was proud as punch that he hadn't fallen behind. If not, he had progressed so much, and that just reiterated what we were doing
was the right thing
for us.
For us.
And, you always think, oh, this homeschooling, my kids aren't learning anything or what have you not. But they really absorb so much. And for our kids, it was, it was really good to see where they were at in school levels. Anyway. Does it get...
Where are we? How
Where did I work at the mines?
long? I've worked in lots of places at the mines.
Everywhere in WA. How many crocs?
How many crocs have I wrestled? None, luckily. Could have been one and I could have been in serious trouble.
Top 5 things we learnt on the first lap. We haven't even done a full lap yet. What have we learnt? It's important to have...
Good communication.
Yeah, good communication. It's important to have you time.
Yeah.
Your own time for yourself. Not to sweat the little things with the kids. Like before we left, I'd be like, oh, you've got to have a bath before you go to bed and you've got to make sure, everything's perfect. The kids had a very strict bedtime and they still have a bedtime. They still have a very big structure, but
it's more flexible.
Not to just, this, just to be chilled and just slow things down. Like slow
things down. That's the biggest one. Right
yeah,
yep.
Slowing everything down.
Yep. Top thought. How do you deal with Derek being so irresistible? Look, Jade's been stitched up there. A few mates have sent in some questions. How do you deal with me being so irresistible to women?
If there's a woman out there,
anyway, moving on. Did we have a second choice?
I want you to put it in the comments.
Did we have a second choice for a caravan, make and model? Did we?
Not when we were looking. Nah.
We just.
It was just.
I looked straight at Lotus and.
Well, we had a Jayco, so quite funny enough, we.
Yeah, our first caravan was a Jayco.
We were like, we need to see if we like caravanning, so let's buy a Jayco. That was secondhand in our sort of price budget. And
we did 2 trips.
We did 1 trip just to Broome.
And we sold it.
Oh, we went down south as well.
And we brought a Lotus.
We had it for probably 3 months.
Yep.
Did 2 trips in it and we were like, yep, this is what we want. We want to go, but solid off-grid, off-road living.
One thing I tell my mates is...
do it right the first time.
Yeah, do it right the first time. So I had a mate recently who's never done caravanning and he was looking at a camper trailer. We started off on a camper trailer. We started off on tents, camper trailer, back to tents, and then to a caravan, and then to our Lotus. And I just said to him, look, mate, you're going to get a camper trailer like everybody else has, and you're going to use it for the first year. Then you're going to sell it, lose money, buy a caravan. Then you're going to use that caravan for 2 years, and you're going to go, you know what, this is great. I want to upgrade my caravan. You're going to lose money, not anymore during COVID, and buy the caravan that he wants. And he took my advice. G'day, Paul. Thanks for listening. He's an avid watcher of our program. He's sent me a few messages while we're doing this. And he's gone out and brought the perfect caravan for him with lithium, all the luxurious things that you want in a caravan. And he's never looked back. He's actually on a 3-month trip right now with his long service leave.
Do it once, do it right.
Yeah.
And you won't regret it.
That's right. So get a Lotus. Do it once, do it right. Do we have a good rhythm set up so we both get in a good amount of self-time?
I think your mate's coming to have a chat with you.
That's the old mate with the F-truck. It's a good-looking beast.
It is nice.
Do we have a good rhythm? Yeah, I go fishing.
Rhythm setup. Do we have a good rhythm setup so we both get a good amount?
Yeah, so I take the kids and you have your own time. You take the kids and I get my own time.
I don't really get my own time.
Well, neither do I. I'm always fishing with the kids.
Yeah, I don't.
We get away from each other. Jade goes to the shops.
I don't really like being by myself.
No.
As soon as
She's a stalker.
No,
That's
I'm
where
not.
your daughter gets it from.
Every time I'm like, I'm going to have some me time. I'll like ring them and be like, "What are you doing? I miss you." Yeah, no, don't like being by myself.
Anyway, honest opinion on how the kids have enjoyed the lifestyle. Okay, Kobe loves it. Absolutely loves it. Lives and breathes fishing. Just wants to do it all the time. Lani, she's a little bit little. She just goes with the flow and
she's never known any different.
She copies what other people say. Peyton is our biggest worry at the moment.
She's struggling.
There's not many travelling families out there have got kids the same age as her, and she's playing with younger
especially.
kids.
There's not many big girls.
Yeah, there's lots of boys and there's not enough girls, and she's missing that interaction with
other girls
her age.
So if we stop travelling, it'll be because she's struggling, and she's our number one priority.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is struggling at the moment, and we are constantly.
That's why we've stopped as well. She's really struggling. She needs to interact with other kids. So we want to try her out in
That
school.
is the reason. That is the actual reason we've stopped. She needs to have a little bit of stability in her life. So,
Yeah.
and we've been in the caravan park for a week and a half now, and
She's made friends and she's happy, and
she makes lemonade. She hangs out with, does girly stuff, paints nails, pedicures, and she's doing that stuff. And she goes to bed happy. She
but
wakes up
that
happy.
comes back to the number one tip that we could give you is communication.
Yeah, always
as
talk to
as a
kids.
family, we don't make a decision unless everyone's happy with it. That's how we are anyway. What app do I use to ID fish? It is the Fish Rec WA app. It's just the government one, and it tells you if you're in what fishing zone you're in, so if you can or can't fish, and it also tells you, but it's only for WA, that app tells you what fish are in that you catch in WA. Best snitty or palmy we have tried. I don't eat snitties.
We
or
don't eat
palmies.
snitties. I make cutlets.
Yeah, Jade's cutlets are.
My homemade cutlets. I'm
Tip-top.
Italian. Like
We'll have to do a episode of your snitty
I
or
haven't made
cutlets.
cutlets
Oh, the
in
battery's
ages.
going flat, so we've got to hurry
quickly,
up.
we're almost finished.
Why is your brother so hot? He's not. Good try,
My
Ryan.
brother is hot. My brother is, if you don't know this, guys, my brother was just recently on Home and Away, and he is.
Anyway, he doesn't need any more plugs.
He's a star.
Are we coming to the four-wheel drive show in Perth? Probably not. Don't know yet. We'll see.
If they pay for us to go, to drive there,
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
be
put that
there.
out there. If you want to pay for us to go there, we'll head up there. So we probably won't see you there. Anyway, that's basically.
are you glad you took the tinny?
Oh, am I glad we took the tin?
Mate, we
That's
couldn't
a
do it
stupid
without it.
question. That is a stupid question. Like, I was catching no fish. Now I'm catching fish every single time I go out, or squid.
And we
Love
are
it.
such a fishing family as well. Like,
Love the tinny. I wouldn't do it without the tinny.
how is all this fishing tackle that the kids have found
And there's still more out there.
while we were filming? Check it out.
3 lures. I found these two. I found
Not
this
just saving the ocean, but saving mum and dad some money too. Good job, guys.
one. I know.
All right. So we've just finished filming the Q&A. Have a look at this sunset, mate. Look at this spot. Have a go at that.
How's the scenery?
Look, it's even got a midget in it. Sorry to all the midgets if you're offended.
Go to my play.
Here's another one. Say hi.
I love you, Dad.
Oh, I love you too, Poppet. Yeah, look at that. Oh, magic. All right, guys. We're sitting here editing, and we've just realised that for some reason, the ending that we did out at Whitnall's Bay, it wasn't on the GoPro. So we're going to do a bit of an ending now. Thanks for watching. It was an extremely long episode, lots of questions. If you stuck around this long, thanks heaps. I really appreciate it. Love all your support, all your questions, and all your nice comments that you make for us. Yeah, it's bloody brilliant. Hopefully you've learnt something along the way on this little one, and something about us as well.
We wouldn't be doing this, or we couldn't do this, if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you very much.
Yep.
And we appreciate your support. It means a lot to us. And we love that you love watching what we do.
All right. Stick around for the next one. See you next week.
Something more exciting.